The Galactic Empire was vast. For thousands of years, its banners had flown over hundreds of worlds, from shining city planets to barren mining colonies, all bent to the rule of the High Council and their endless fleets. In the center of it all, the Empire's capital glowed with towers taller than mountains, and skies filled with ships the size of continents. It was in such a galaxy that Earth was first discovered. To the humans, the moment was shocking and full of wonder. For centuries, people had dreamed of finding life beyond their skies. They thought perhaps they would meet friends or at least equals. Instead, they found something else. The Empire did not look at Earth as a possible ally. They looked at Earth as a joke. The first contact came in the form of a fleet of silver cruisers, each larger than Earth's greatest cities. They entered the solar system with no warning, their drives shaking the skies of Mars and Jupiter. When they finally approached Earth, their signals filled every channel, every screen, and every radio frequency across the planet. Billions watched as the Empire's envoy appeared. He was tall, with blue skin and long golden robes, standing in front of a hall filled with alien officials. His voice was translated into every human language, but the tone needed no translation. It dripped with arrogance. "People of Earth," he said, as if addressing children, "you are late to the galaxy. You are weak, fragile, and laughable. For thousands of years you fought only each other, blind to the stars above you. And now you stand before the Empire? Pathetic." Gasps went through human cities as the envoy continued. "The High Council has seen your world. You have no fleets, no colonies, no defenses. You are nothing more than a primitive tribe who stumbled into the light of space. Your planet is rich in resources, yes. Your bodies may be useful as workers, perhaps. But as a power? As a voice in the galaxy? Do not make me laugh." And he did laugh. The sound echoed across every channel, cold and mocking. Around him, the alien officials joined in, their strange voices making the laughter sound even more cruel. On Earth, reactions were mixed. Some people wept in anger. Others shouted at their screens. Many felt a cold fear. Was this to be Earth's future? To be mocked, enslaved, and forgotten? The envoy spoke again. "The Empire is generous. Kneel now and you may serve us. Resist and you will be crushed. This is your only warning." Then the transmission ended. For weeks afterward, the galaxy laughed. On distant alien worlds, broadcasts showed clips of Earth's shocked faces. Commentators joked about the late planet that had only just discovered faster-than-light travel, as if humans were children playing at war. Even in the Empire's military halls, officers joked about who would be the first to take Earth's oceans, its minerals, or even its people as servants. The galaxy saw a weak planet, but they did not see what lay beneath, for humanity had been preparing. Deep under the oceans, hidden beneath layers of rock and water, vast hangars existed that no alien spy had ever seen. Within them rested ships unlike anything the Empire expected. They were not graceful, shining vessels of ceremony like those of the High Council. They were brutal machines of steel and fire, built for one purpose alone: survival. On the far side of the moon, hidden facilities had worked in silence for decades. Mining stations on asteroids had been stripped clean not for trade, but for armor and weapons. Even Mars, quiet and red, held secrets. Bunkers filled with war machines waiting for the day they were needed. This was Earth's secret. The humans had not been blind. When the first alien signals were detected decades ago, leaders across Earth had made a choice. They had seen history. They knew what happened when one powerful empire met a weaker people, and so in hidden unity, humanity had begun to prepare for the worst. Scientists pushed beyond limits, inventing weapons that seemed impossible. Engineers built engines that could move mountains through space. Soldiers trained not just for wars on Earth, but for battles among the stars. Even ordinary workers, farmers, and miners gave their strength, building piece by piece the machines that might one day save them. It was a secret so well kept that most of humanity itself did not know. To the common person, Earth was still weak, still divided, still late to the galaxy. But in the shadows, something powerful was being born. One night, as news programs showed more clips of alien laughter, a small group of leaders met in a dark room beneath the Pacific Ocean. The room was silent, filled with maps, star charts, and displays of fleets moving through space. An older general leaned forward. His uniform bore no name, no flag. Earth was united here beyond nations. They think us weak, he said, his voice calm but firm. They mock us, but they have no idea. A younger officer asked, "Will the fleet be ready in time?" The general looked at the screen behind him. On it, a hangar door opened slowly beneath the waves. Water poured away as lights revealed the dark outline of something enormous. A warship, black as night, bristling with weapons. "It is ready," the general said, "and so are we." Above them, on the surface, the people of Earth went about their lives, unaware of the storm about to break. The Empire laughed. The galaxy mocked. But deep below, in the silence of the oceans, engines roared to life. The day of reckoning was coming, and when it came, Earth would no longer be the one laughed at. The galaxy still laughed at Earth. News stations across dozens of alien worlds replayed the envoy's words again and again. In bars and marketplaces, aliens joked about humans, calling them dust people and slow learners. Even military academies used Earth as a case study, how not to build a galactic civilization. But whispers had begun to spread too. Not everyone believed the official story. A few strange reports trickled into alien communication nets. Traders swore they had seen human ships near the asteroid belt. Ships far larger than Earth should be able to build. A scout claimed his sensors had picked up a massive energy surge beneath Earth's oceans, only to be told his readings were false. Others said Mars was not empty but crawling with strange shadows that moved like fleets. The Empire dismissed these rumors. After all, who could believe that a single backwater planet could hide such power? But inside Earth's secret bunkers, the whispers were truth. Far beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean, one of the greatest human projects stood complete. The Titan Forge, as engineers called it, was a massive hangar stretching for kilometers under the sea floor. The walls glowed with the light of reactors, while cranes the size of skyscrapers moved weapons into place. At the center of it all, a massive ship rested. Its black hull drank in the light. Along its sides were rows of railguns, missile bays, and plasma turrets. It was not elegant like the ships of the Empire. It was built to fight, built to survive, built to win. Commander Elena Varga stood on the command deck overlooking the forge. Her uniform was simple, marked only by the insignia of Earth's united defense. Her eyes never left the ship below. "Another one finished," said her aide, Captain Hassan. "That makes 12 dreadnoughts ready for deployment." Elena nodded. "And the carriers?" 4 completed. 2 more weeks for the last pair." Elena's lips curved into the smallest of smiles. "Good. The High Council thinks we are helpless. By the time they realize their mistake, it will be too late." On the moon, another project was underway, hidden on the far side, where no alien satellites could easily see. Vast docking bays had been carved into the rock. Inside, fleets of smaller ships, frigates, destroyers, and stealth corvettes were being armed and fueled. Soldiers trained in zero-gravity chambers, their bodies adapting to the strange pull of space. General Marcus Hale inspected the troops. His voice carried through the drill bay as he addressed them. "Somewhere out there the galaxy laughs at you," he said. "They call you weak. They think you will kneel when the Empire commands, but you will not. You are the line between Earth and chains. You are the first to show the stars what it means to face humanity." The soldiers answered in one voice, their shout echoing off the walls. It was not the cheer of pride alone, it was the roar of survival. But not all eyes were blind. The Empire had spies, though they worked in shadows. A cloaked vessel orbited just beyond Earth's sensor range. Inside, alien agents watched carefully, recording human signals and movements. One of them, a scaled figure with sharp eyes, studied the readings. "Strange," he muttered. "Their industrial output is higher than expected. Yet official reports say they have no fleet." Another agent dismissed him. "It is nothing. The humans build factories, yes, but what is industry without technology? Their weapons are primitive. Their ships are nothing compared to the Empire's armadas." Still, the first agent felt uneasy. "I will send the report anyway." The report was sent, but by the time it reached the Empire's capital, it was buried under a flood of other intelligence. Earth remained classified as low threat, exactly as the humans wanted. Inside Earth's council chamber, hidden in an underground facility shielded from all scans, leaders from across the planet gathered. No flags, no rival nations, only humanity united. President Okoro of Africa spoke first. "The galaxy thinks us divided. It is our greatest weapon. They cannot imagine that we have set aside our differences. Premier Liang of Asia added, "We have built this fleet not for conquest, but for survival. Yet survival may require us to strike first." A murmur spread through the chamber. Some leaders hesitated. To fight the Empire was to challenge a power that had ruled the stars for millennia. Could humanity truly survive such a storm? Commander Elena Varga rose. Her voice was steady, cutting through the doubts. "Let us be clear," she said. "The Empire will not leave us alone. They will return, not tomorrow, not next year, but soon. And when they do, they will not come with envoys. They will come with fire. If we wait, we die. If we act, we live." The chamber fell silent. Then slowly, one by one, the leaders nodded. The decision was made. Meanwhile, human scouts moved quietly through space. Small stealth ships coated in black alloys slipped beyond the solar system. They carried no markings, no signals that could be traced. Their mission was to watch the Empire, to study its fleets and its weaknesses. One scout, the Silent Hawk, drifted near the edge of a star system where an Imperial fleet was stationed. The human crew watched carefully as hundreds of alien warships practiced maneuvers. Lieutenant Maria Santos whispered, "So many ships." Her captain, a calm man named Reeves, replied, "Yes, but look closer. See their formations? Predictable. Their weapons? Heavy but slow to recharge. Their armor? Strong, but they rely too much on shields. Once those fail, they are vulnerable." The crew recorded every detail. They did not fire, did not reveal themselves. They simply gathered the knowledge that one day would save Earth. When they returned to the hidden bases, their data was fed into simulators. Human pilots trained against digital copies of Imperial fleets. Again and again they fought battles that had not yet happened. Again and again they learned. But even with secrecy, there was tension. On the streets of Earth cities, people saw only the laughter of aliens. They saw their leaders smile and pretend everything was under control. Few knew the truth, that warships the size of mountains already slept beneath their oceans. Yet sometimes a glimpse escaped. A fisherman off the coast of South America reported seeing a giant shadow beneath the waves. Miners on Mars whispered of thunder that shook the ground. Traders who passed near the asteroid belt swore they saw flashes of light where no star should be. The whispers spread. Some dismissed them as myths. Others began to hope. Perhaps Earth was not as weak as the galaxy believed. In a quiet chamber beneath the Pacific, General Marcus Hale met with Commander Varga. "Our scouts say the Empire is preparing a fleet," Marcus said. "They intend to send it here within the year." Elena's eyes narrowed. "A show of force." "Yes. They mean to break us before we even try to resist." Elena stood before the great screen showing Earth's secret fleet. Her voice was calm, but there was fire behind it. "Then let them come," she said. "Let them think we are weak. When their fleet arrives, the galaxy will see the truth, and they will never laugh at Earth again." The room fell into silence. Engines roared in the distance as another hidden warship came to life. The whispers of the hidden fleet were growing louder. Soon the whispers would become thunder, and the galaxy would hear it. The day the Empire returned began with silence. In the vastness of space, a fleet of alien warships appeared at the edge of the solar system. They came in proud formation, their silver hulls shining as if to remind everyone watching who ruled the galaxy. To them, Earth was a small matter, a rebellious world to be humiliated. At the center of the fleet was Admiral Zyril, a veteran of many conquests. He stood tall on the bridge of his flagship, his golden armor polished until it gleamed. He looked at the blue planet on the far side of the view screen and smiled coldly. "Transmit the message," he ordered. A signal went out across Earth's skies, filling every channel once again. Billions of humans stopped what they were doing to watch. "People of Earth," Zyril's voice thundered. "You were warned. You were told to kneel, and yet you dare to delay. Today you will learn what it means to defy the Empire. We will break your defenses, shatter your pride, and leave your world as nothing more than a colony of slaves." Around him, his officers laughed. The broadcast cut off. Across the galaxy, news networks prepared to show the destruction of Earth live. It was meant to be a lesson for every other world. Resistance was foolish. The alien fleet began to move toward Earth, their weapons powering up. But this time, something was different. Beneath Earth's oceans, deep hangars stirred. The waters trembled as massive doors opened, releasing waves that crashed against the coasts. Hidden bays on the moon opened as well, revealing black shapes rising into the void. And from the asteroid belt, Shadows moved, shadows that became warships, their engines glowing as they broke into open space. The humans had waited long for this moment. Now their hidden fleet revealed itself. On Earth's surface, people who had believed their world defenseless gasped as titanic ships rose through the skies. From under the sea, dark metal giants ascended, their hulls bristling with weapons. From the moon, carriers and dreadnoughts ignited their drives, joining formation. Billions watched in awe and disbelief. For the first time, the truth was revealed. Earth was not weak. Earth had prepared. In orbit, Commander Elena Varga stood on the bridge of her flagship, the Iron Resolve. Its hull stretched for kilometers, a mountain of steel armed with weapons that glowed with deadly light. Her crew looked to her, waiting. "Signal the fleet," she said. "It's time." Across hundreds of ships, human voices spoke as one. For Earth, for survival. The hidden fleet surged forward. Admiral Zyral's officers gasped as new signals appeared on their scanners. Dozens, then hundreds, then more, massive human warships closing in fast. "What is this?" one officer shouted. "They were supposed to have nothing." Zyral's smile faded, but he did not lose his arrogance. "They are toys, nothing more. Crush them." The Empire's fleet opened fire. Blazing energy beams streaked across space, slamming into the oncoming humans. Explosions lit the void, but the human ships kept coming. Then the humans fired back. Railguns spat slugs at near-light speed, tearing through alien shields as if they were paper. Plasma lances cut across space, burning holes through silver hulls. Swarms of drones poured from carriers, darting between ships and striking at weak points. In minutes, the battle was chaos. On the bridge of the Iron Resolve, Elena stood calm. "Target their flagships. Break their command." "Yes, Commander." Her ship's railguns thundered. A storm of slugs ripped into one of the Empire's great cruisers. The alien ship's shields flickered, then collapsed. A second later, the entire vessel broke apart in a fiery explosion. Cheers erupted from the human crew. Across the battlefield, more alien ships fell. Carriers spewed flame as missiles tore through them. Frigates shattered under drone swarms. Human warships moved in brutal coordination, their tactics sharp and relentless. The Empire had expected an easy victory. Instead, they found themselves outmatched. On Earth, billions watched the battle unfold live. What had begun as fear turned into awe, then pride. Children pointed at the screens, cheering as alien ships exploded. Adults wept with relief. For the first time, humanity was not a victim. For the first time, they stood equal to the stars. In the Empire's core worlds, the reaction was the opposite. Silence filled alien homes and markets as news networks showed the impossible. The weak planet destroying one of the Empire's fleets. The laughter that had echoed for weeks died in an instant. On his flagship, Admiral Ziral struggled to control the battle. His officers shouted in panic as one ship after another vanished from the displays. "This cannot be," Ziral roared. "They are primitives. They cannot stand against us." But reality gave him no comfort. Human weapons were unlike anything he had seen. Their ships, though brutal and lacking elegance, were built to endure punishment that would have broken Imperial designs. Their crews fought with a determination that was terrifying. Worse, the humans fought with intelligence. Every time the Empire tried a new formation, the humans adapted. Every time Ziral attempted to flank, human drones were waiting. It was as if the humans had practiced these battles 1,000 times, and in a way they had. On board the Silent Hawk, one of Earth's scouts, Lieutenant Maria Santos watched the chaos. "It's working," she whispered. "Every weakness we studied, every flaw we mapped. It's working." Captain Reeves gave a grim nod. "The Empire thought us blind, but we've been watching them longer than they ever knew. Now they pay for their arrogance." The battle raged on for hours, but the outcome was clear within the first. Human warships pushed the Empire back, forcing them into retreat. Explosions painted the darkness with fire, and wreckage drifted like broken stars. Finally, the great flagship of Admiral Ziral stood alone, surrounded by human ships. Commander Elena's voice carried across the comms. "Admiral Ziral, your fleet is destroyed. Leave now and tell your Empire what you saw here today. Earth is not prey." Ziral's face twisted with rage, but he knew defeat when it stood before him. His ship turned, retreating into the depths of space. The battle was over. Across Earth, cheers filled the air. People poured into the streets, waving flags, shouting to the skies. They had faced the might of the Empire and won. But Elena knew this was only the beginning. She looked at the wreckage drifting outside her ship. "They will come again," she said quietly. "Stronger. But now the galaxy knows. We are ready." Her officers nodded. The hidden fleet had revealed itself. The first strike was complete, and in the hearts of billions a fire had been lit that would never be put out. The galaxy had always believed the Empire was unshakable. For thousands of years, its fleets had conquered world after world. Resistance was crushed quickly, rebellion silenced before they could grow. To live under the Empire was simply to accept its rule. But now something impossible had happened. A single world, a world mocked and dismissed as weak, had stood against the Empire and won. The news spread faster than fire. Across trade routes, colonies, and starports, the story was told and retold. Earth destroyed an Imperial fleet. The Empire's admiral fled. The weak planet is not weak at all. At first, some aliens refused to believe it. They thought the story was false or a trick of propaganda. But soon, recordings of the battle leaked across the networks. Billions watched as human warships tore through Imperial cruisers, as plasma lances split apart proud flagships, as Admiral Zirel retreated in shame. Silence fell over the galaxy. The laughter that had once mocked Earth was gone. In its place came fear. On a mining world under Imperial control, workers whispered among themselves. They were of a race long enslaved by the Empire, their people beaten into silence centuries ago. "If the humans can fight," one miner said, "why not us?" Another shook his head nervously. "Careful. The overseers are listening." But even as he spoke, hope glimmered in his eyes. For the first time in generations, the thought of freedom did not feel like a dream. In the Empire's capital, the High Council met in secret session. The chamber was vast, with walls of shining crystal and banners of every conquered race hanging above. Yet despite the splendor, there was unease in the air. They were supposed to be nothing, one counselor hissed. His skin shimmered in anger. "A backwater world, unworthy of notice. And yet they destroyed one of our fleets." Another slammed a clawed hand on the table. "Do you not see the danger?" The galaxy watched. If one world resists, others may rise. "This cannot be allowed." At the head of the chamber, the High Chancellor sat in silence, his golden mask hiding his expression. Finally he spoke. "Humanity has embarrassed us. This shame cannot stand. Prepare the full war machine. Earth will be broken and their fleet scattered. Back on Earth?" The victory was celebrated with joy, but also with caution. In cities across the planet, people filled the streets cheering the names of the hidden fleet. Children drew pictures of massive ships rising from the oceans. Adults who had feared slavery now felt pride burning in their hearts. Humanity had proved itself. Yet inside Earth's council chamber, the mood was different. The leaders knew what would come next. "They will not forgive this humiliation," said President Okoro. "The Empire will come with everything they have." Premier Liang nodded grimly. "Our first battle was a triumph, but it was only one fleet. Next time they will send dozens, perhaps hundreds." Commander Elena Varga stood at the edge of the table, her arms crossed. "Then we must not wait for them to come. We must carry the war to them." The chamber stirred with surprise. "You mean to strike the Empire itself?" one leader asked. Elena's voice was steady. "Yes, the galaxy thinks of us only as defenders. Let them see we can also attack. If we remain still, we will be crushed. But if we strike first, we can choose where and how the battles are fought." Silence followed her words. Slowly, one by one, the leaders agreed. The decision was made. In hidden shipyards, engines thundered as more vessels came to life. Carriers were stocked with drones. Dreadnoughts were armed with new weapons. Soldiers trained day and night, preparing for battles far beyond their homeworld. On the moon, General Marcus Hale addressed a gathering of pilots. "You have already done what the galaxy thought impossible," he said. "You have defeated the Empire once. Now you will carry that fire into their space. You will show the stars that humanity does not bow. You will show them that we fight for our right to exist." The pilots roared their approval, their voices echoing in the hangars. Meanwhile, in neutral space, aliens watched events unfold with growing interest. In a small trading hub far from the Empire's core, two merchants spoke quietly. "The humans destroyed Zyrel's fleet," one said, his voice trembling. "Do you realize what that means?" The other leaned closer. "It means the Empire is not invincible. If humanity can fight them, Perhaps we can too. Already, small groups of rebels and freedom fighters across the galaxy began to reach out in secret channels. Messages were sent, coded and hidden, asking only one question: "Humans, will you help us?" But the humans were careful. Commander Elena read the intercepted messages with care. She knew the danger of showing too much too soon. "We cannot save every world yet," she said to General Marcus. "Our fleet is strong, but the Empire's power is vast. We must choose our battles carefully." Marcus nodded. "Agreed. First, we must strike a blow so great that the galaxy cannot ignore it." He tapped a star map on the table. A red system blinked into view. "This is one of the Empire's largest shipyards. Destroy it and their fleets will feel the loss for decades." Elena's eyes hardened. "Then that will be our next target." In the Empire's war halls, preparations were also underway. Massive fleets gathered, stretching across entire systems. The warlord Khazar, a ruthless commander known for burning entire colonies into ash, was placed in charge of the campaign against Earth. He stood before his captains, his voice a growl. "Humanity thinks they are strong. They think they can challenge the Empire. They are wrong. We will bring such fire upon them that the very stars will shake. Their victory was luck. Their pride will be their downfall." The captains cheered, but in their eyes there was doubt. They had seen the recordings too. They had watched human weapons tear apart Imperial shields. They had seen something new in humanity's defiance. For the first time in centuries, the Empire's officers felt fear. On Earth's flagship, Elena stood in the observation deck, watching the stars. Around her, human fleets formed into squadrons, preparing to leave the solar system for the first time in force. Hassan, her aide, stepped beside her. "It begins, doesn't it?" "Yes," Elena said quietly. "The galaxy thought us prey. Now they will learn what it means to wake a predator." Her eyes remained on the stars. Beyond them lay the Empire, vast and terrible, but also beyond them lay something else, the future of humanity, a future no longer bound by fear. Engines ignited across the hidden fleet. One by one, the massive warships vanished into faster-than-light travel, leaving the solar system behind. Across the galaxy, fear grew. Fear in the Empire's heart, where shame burned like a wound. Fear among overseers, who saw whispers of rebellion spreading in their colonies. Fear among soldiers, who had always believed victory was certain. But alongside fear grew something else: hope. On distant worlds, enslaved races lifted their heads for the first time in centuries. They spoke of Earth, of humans who defied the Empire and survived. They spoke of a fleet rising from the oceans, of weapons that broke mighty warships, of courage that even the Empire could not crush. The galaxy had changed, and the change had only just begun. The galaxy had seen Earth's hidden fleet strike and destroy an Imperial armada. Billions had watched in awe, and fear had settled deep in the hearts of alien worlds. But the Empire did not forgive. They never forgave. In the Empire's core systems, war councils convened day and night. Massive fleets were assembled, stretching across light years. Every available ship, from colossal dreadnoughts to agile frigates, was mobilized. The Emperor demanded nothing less than Earth's total destruction. The humans knew this would come. The first strike had not been enough to end the threat. If the Empire survived, it would return, stronger and more furious. Commander Elena Varga stood on the bridge of her flagship, Iron Resolve. Her eyes scanned the star charts, tracking the incoming Imperial forces. "They're coming," said Captain Hassan. "Every major fleet they have," Elena nodded. "Then we must be ready. Every ship, every weapon, every pilot, we cannot fail." The Empire's fleets moved with terrifying speed. Entire systems emptied as warships left their orbits. Planets that had known peace for centuries were now exposed, their defenses stripped to support the attack on Earth. On board one of the massive carriers, Admiral Khazar prepared his command. He had been chosen for his ruthlessness, a man feared across the galaxy for burning entire planets into ash. Now he faced something different. Humans. "They think they can challenge us?" Khazar growled. "They are ants to the Empire. Every ship they have will be crushed. Every commander will die. Their world will be ash before they even understand the word war." But as he studied the human fleets approaching, he felt unease. The humans were organized, disciplined, and confident. They fought with intelligence, anticipating attacks, adapting to every move. His officers whispered to each other, and for the first time Khazar wondered if Earth was stronger than they had imagined. Human scouts had already analyzed the Empire's fleet formation. Lieutenant Maria Santos and Captain Reeves watched from the Silent Hawk, noting every detail. "They have more ships than we've seen before," Maria said. "Hundreds of cruisers, dozens of carriers, and unknown war machines in the rear." Reeves frowned. "True, but they move like they've never faced us. Their formations are rigid, their shields are powerful, but they rely on energy flow that can be interrupted. That's our chance." Elena gathered her commanders in the strategy room. "The Empire will throw everything at us," she said. "We cannot match them in numbers, but we can match them in tactics. Ambushes, coordinated strikes, and speed. We must pick their fleets apart before they reach Earth." General Marcus Hale spoke next. "We've trained for this. Every pilot has practiced against simulated fleets of this size. Every ship is armed with the best weapons we have. Today, we show the Empire that numbers alone do not decide a battle." A hush fell over the room. They all knew the stakes. This battle would determine Earth's survival. The first encounter happened in the Orion sector. Human frigates emerged from stealth positions among asteroids, striking Imperial supply lines. Explosions lit up the darkness as missile volleys tore through cargo ships. Khazar's forces responded swiftly, unleashing energy beams and fighter swarms. But human ships anticipated the attack, maneuvering with precision. Dreadnoughts fired railguns that cut massive cruisers in half. Plasma turrets tore through shielded hulls. Within hours, the first Imperial fleet was shattered, but the Empire was relentless. Reinforcements poured in from nearby systems, doubling and then tripling the number of ships confronting humans. Space became a chaotic storm of fire and metal. On the Iron Resolve, Elena watched the display. "Remember your training. Focus fire, stay in formation, and do not hesitate. We cannot let them reach Earth." Human pilots followed orders with perfect discipline. They moved like a single organism, covering each other's weaknesses, striking at the Empire's blind spots. In one bold move, Elena's flagship led a squadron through a gravitational field, using it to accelerate and strike the rear of Khazar's fleet. A chain reaction of explosions rippled through the Imperial formation. Khazar's officers panicked. "Pull back," he roared. "Destroy their command ships!" Meanwhile, Earth itself became a hub of activity. Civilian engineers monitored supply channels, feeding weapons and repairs to the front lines. Farmers and factory workers labored night and day, their efforts supporting the war thousands of kilometers away. President Okoro addressed the world. "The Empire has sent its fleets to destroy us, but we are ready. Every citizen, every soldier, every pilot stands as one. Today we fight not only for survival, but for our place in the galaxy. Humanity will not bow." Back in space, the second major battle erupted near the Sigma star cluster. Imperial warships tried to overwhelm human carriers, aiming to destroy drones before they could strike. But humans had anticipated this. Drones emerged from hidden compartments, swarming the Imperial fleet with blinding speed. They disabled shields, jammed communications, and even boarded smaller vessels. Human dreadnoughts fired massive plasma cannons, cutting through rows of cruisers like a blade through cloth. Explosions rocked space, leaving trails of debris that glimmered like shattered stars. By the end of the day, Khazar's forces were scattered. Entire fleets retreated to regroup, yet the humans knew this was only the beginning. On the command deck of the Iron Resolve, Elena turned to her officers. "The Empire will return," she said. "They will strike harder, and they will bring more ships. But today, we have shown them that we are not prey. They have learned caution." General Hale nodded. "And the galaxy has seen it too. Others may now rise knowing the Empire is not invincible." Indeed, whispers of hope were spreading faster than ever. In distant systems under Imperial control, oppressed peoples began plotting in secret. Traitors offered supplies to human allies. Rebels sent messages across encrypted networks. Earth had become a symbol, not only of survival but of courage and unity. Even some neutral alien worlds reached out, offering intelligence, trade, and alliances. Humanity's influence was quietly growing, planet by planet, star by star. Yet there were costs. Human ships had been lost. Skilled pilots were gone forever. Supply chains were stretched thin, and the Empire would return more determined than ever. Elena looked at the battle reports. Hundreds of Imperial ships destroyed, thousands of humans lost. It was a price they had known they might pay. But it was also proof of a truth she had always believed. Humanity could endure and humanity could win. She turned to her crew. Rest, repair, and prepare. The next battle will be harder. The Empire will not forgive, and neither should we. Humanity has shown its strength, but strength alone is not enough. We must be smart, united, and fearless. In the far reaches of space, Khazar reported to the High Chancellor. Their fleets are strong, their tactics cunning. But Earth is still a single planet. We will bring more fleets. We will crush them completely. Humanity will learn what the Empire can do. The High Chancellor's voice was cold and commanding. Do not underestimate them. They may surprise you, but the Empire will endure. Humanity will fall, and the galaxy will remember who rules the stars. Back on Earth, Elena watched the stars in silence. She knew the galaxy's eyes were upon them. She knew the Empire would return with fury greater than anything they had seen. But she also knew something else. Humanity was ready. The hidden fleet had struck, and the galaxy had felt it. The first battle had been won, but the war for survival and respect was only beginning, and in that moment, deep in her heart, Elena felt a fire that would never be extinguished. The humans had survived. They had fought, and they would continue to rise.